Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Ho!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats.
Ready to thunderstrike. Get me behind my braille board. No, you can't. I must, or it means the end of Third Earth.
Hello, Bots and Books fans. This is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be finishing up our three-part series, The New Thunderians, and we will be ending the series with the wise old sage Lynx-O. But before we can take a look at him, we gotta take a look at the packaging. And first off, Lynx-O comes in your standard Super 7 mailer type box with Thundercats here, Lynx-O here, ages 14 plus, and Super 7. On the back of the cardboard box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode, but we all know the really cool part is what's inside the brown cardboard box, and that is this awesome black and red foiled box that has Thundercats here, Lynx-O here, ages 14 here, Super 7 here. On the top of the box you have Ultimates. On the bottom of the box you have the same credits with the barcode. And coming to the back of the box you have a huge Thundercats logo right there. And that is really, really nice. You also have contents, one figure with accessories, and Super 7 down at the bottom. Now, coming around, the real gem of this packaging is when you are able to bring up the slipcover of the main box, and this is awesome. And when you bring it up, you reveal Lynx-O in the packaging, and he looks so great in there. Wow. So you can see Lynx-O in there with his accessories, and you still have Thundercats here. You still have his name Lynx-O, nothing on the sides. The bottom remains the same. On the top you still have Ultimates. And finally, coming around to the back, you have a awesome picture of Lynx-O. Let's zoom in and take a look at him. Wow, he looks really nice with his wrist shield. Looking a little bit angry, but ready for battle. At the top of the box, you have Super 7, and you have a brief read-up of Lynx-O. Let us zoom in. You can pause the video, read this to your heart's content, but we must be moving on and outward. And wow, I just love the new type of artwork they have on the back of these boxes. It is really cool. All right, that is Lynx-O in the box, and I know what you're thinking. You don't want to see Lynx-O in the box. I don't want to see Lynx-O in the box, so let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Lynx-O out of the package. And out of the package, he stands just a tad over 6.5 inches tall. And he comes with a lot of cool accessories that we'll take a look at in just a moment. But first off, I want to take a look at Lynx-O himself. And coming real close in on Lynx-O, you can see they did not spare any detail when it came to molding his head exactly how it looked like in the cartoon. Now, he doesn't have a head of hair because he was bald. He has a nice red bandana coming around his forehead, coming around to the back, and it goes off in various different directions, which I'm sure they had experience when they did their Ninja Turtles from Super 7. He has some nice sculpted ears. They are very sharp, nice colors to them, the little black and some white on the inside, and maybe a little stripe right here at the top of this one. Coming around to his face, he does have some nice white eyebrows, some very bright orange for his eyelids. Obviously, he was blind, so he never opened his eyes, so these are his eyelids, basically sealed shut. Got a little bit of claw coming down from there. Nice nose. His beard is multicolored. He has some orange and some spots in it, some black and some white for the mustache. That is really cool. And coming down to his suit, we will zoom out just a little bit because we need to take a good look at it. It is basically a red bodysuit here with some black coming down the middle and a nice Thundercat symbol, very sharp. one of the shoulders goes all the way down to the forearm. The other is cut right at the shoulder. That is interesting. He does have a belt that is kind of molded in, but not really. There doesn't seem to be a defining buckle. It's just kind of melded in with the shorts, and you have some nice points right here, and the belt part that goes all the way around. That is pretty cool. Coming down to some nice black legs. The forearm over here is a nice tan color, a little darker brown for the hands, and you got some spots coming around the wrist area. Same over here, except you get a little more black because of the sleeve that comes down further. The boots are done in a nice wrap and comes down to the orange boots sticking out, which match the rest of his colors, red or orange, basically whatever you want to call that. I think it's actually more of a burnt orange, I suppose. Coming to the back, you don't have anything else that you wouldn't expect. He does have some peg holes for his feet if you want to stand him on anything, and that is pretty much what your Lynx-O is going to look like. Really love all the detail they put into that head. Alright, moving on. And for our articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It does have a little bit of wiggly waggly, but there's no real hinge to it, so it's not going to stay anywhere other than if you move it left or right. Do get a little bit of play in this bandana. It's kind of soft and malleable. Coming down to the shoulders. Shoulders can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do have a bicep rotation, 360 degrees. Coming down to your elbow bend. And the elbow bend is very, very slight. You don't have a lot of degrees in there, nowhere near 90, but I think it's just because, well, the muscles, and there's nowhere for the hinge to actually go. So this is really limited in your elbow bend right there. But it is made into a forearm rotation, so you do get 360 degrees there if you're interested. And that will bring you down to his hand, and this particular hand has a rotation 360 degrees, and it is hinged in and out. He does have alternate hands, and they hinge different ways, and we'll take a look at that later. Coming to the middle of the body, he does have ab crunch. It goes down a little bit and back a little bit, depending on where you put your standards. Like if this is your standard, then yes, you can go back. But if you put your standard up like this, it's barely back. But that is in addition to his regular waist articulation, which will take you around 360 degrees. Coming down to his leg can go up just a little bit, back just a little bit less, and then out to the side a whole lot. And that's usually how it is with these Thundercats. Does have thigh articulation 360 degrees around if you're so inclined to do that. Does have a knee bend. It's pretty much the same as the arm. There's not really a lot of bend to it. I think it may bend a little more than the arm does, but that is very debatable. The knee bend is a boot type cut. It will go around 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to the foot. And the foot is on a hinge. It can hinge down a little bit, not much up, and it could rock all the way around the world if you're so inclined to do that. And that is going to be Lynx-O's articulation. Not a lot there, and what is there is kind of limited, but you know, that's just one of the downsides to these big muscly models that they put the Thundercats in. But to its credit, the joints are loose and easy to move. Alright, moving on. And for accessories, starting with the body accessories, Lynx-O does come with an alternate angry head. It doesn't really have much difference other than he has one lip curled up here. And you can definitely tell that he's had enough of your crap. And Lynx-O comes with 3 sets of alternate hands. He has a set of open hands that are claw-like, type that looks like he wants to grab you, or they may just be wanting to type on the braille board. So you have the nice, like almost typing type pose you could get out of those, I think. And Lynx-O comes with 2 sets of weapon holding hands. Now this is something Super 7 always do. They are the same molded hands. The only thing different is how they hinge. This first set of hands will hinge up and down, like so, up and down. And the second set of weapon holding hands will rotate and will hinge in and out, like so. And that's not too bad. I wouldn't have any problem with it, except he doesn't come with any weapons to hold. So, you know, go figure that out. Alright, so those are your 3 sets of hands. Moving on. And for Lynx-O's next accessory, he has his wrist shield. And this is pretty neat. This is just a little band. It goes on his wrist and he could activate it and create a shield. So that was helpful at many points. It has the nice brown band here and the shield connected with a little bit of gold in the middle for a nice crosshair or type thing. And he fits this on his wrist, either one, and he can block some attacks. Alright. Moving on. And this is a mystic artifact that the Thundercats needed to take to the Caverns of Cold to restore warmth. It is pretty neat. It's nice and square, and you got some triangles and diamonds and rectangles on there, and nothing on the back, but it is a thing from that episode. In fact, the final episode of Thundercats, the Book of Omens, if you're interested and you want to see this in the series. Alright, moving on. And no Lynx-O figure would be complete without a braille board. And this is really neat. It's big and square, and it has little blocks on it. And I believe the blocks have actual braille on them. I can't really tell. I do feel the raised ridges of it. Nice little dial up here, big square there. If I knew somebody who did braille, I'd really be interested to see if this actually said anything or if it was actually just random dots. But anyway, it looks really, really neat. Coming around to the back, you do get a little bit of design there. And I don't think I would have complained if they gave us like a small stand or something that Lynx-O could have this on and he could stand in front of it and be typing, but it is what it is. It's still pretty cool. Alright, moving on. And for comparison, here you have Lynx-O with the other Thundercats, Lino, Panthro, Tigra, and Chitara. And he's not a bad fit, I don't think. Moving on. And for comparison, if you ever wanted to see Lynx-O surrounded by mutants and Mumra, this is what it would look like. Fortunately, there's sometimes it's good not to be able to see. Alright, moving on. And finally, you have Pumira and Bengali with Lynx-O making up the new Thunderians. And I love these 3. They were very unique. They came along at a time when they thought the show was suffering. They did breathe a little bit of new life into the show, I suppose. They did have some unique qualities and interesting story arcs that came from them. I thought they were a nice addition. If you're one of those Thundercat purists and you don't believe in anything past the 2nd season, then, these aren't for you. But I like them, and I always like adding new cats to my collection. Alright, moving on. And this has been the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Lynx-O, the 3rd figure in our 3-part New Thunderians series. And I thought he was an okay figure. I think his head sculpt was the best part of him. His costume was okay, but it really wasn't anything that just grabbed your attention. He just seemed like a basic figure to me. I really loved his accessories. The braille board was definitely a must-have for Lynx-O. The wrist shield was cool. I think they threw in the tile from the fountain as something he could actually hold because he didn't really have anything else that he could put in his hands. But whatever the case, I'm glad that he had that. His sculpt was good. The mold, it kind of hindered the articulation based on the muscles and how they designed the arms. Legs were almost as bad. You got a little more mobility out of them. So yeah, truthfully, there really wasn't much to this guy But I do have them now to complete my Thundercat set, and that's pretty much all you could ask for with certain characters. But this may be one of your favorite characters, and if that's so, give him a try. If you're looking for him, you can find him at online retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store, The Chosen Prime, Entertainment Earth, and a couple other places. You might even find him in comic book shops if you're so lucky. So if you're looking, happy hunting. That's going to wrap up this week-long event, the New Thunderians. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you guys have a great night. And until next time, keep playing.
Welcome to Third Earth. Thundercat Lynx-O. Thundercats!